There's a lot that goes into the process of simplifying our lives. Of course, there's health, decluttering, actions we take, habits we form, and of course, mindset. In this video, we're gonna be covering different mindset changes to make in order to simplify your life. Right off the bat, I wanna get focused. So number one is a singular focus. Every year we crowd our minds with so many different things that pull us in different directions. These things are called opportunities, and of course they're all wonderful. Should I move there? Should I take that job? Should I get my master's degree? Should I get my bachelor's degree? All these things are wonderful, but the thing is they could also serve as a distraction. So if we could narrow down our focus, let's say pursue a master's degree, then we can look at all these opportunities around us and audit them to see whether or not they fit into the thing that we're pursuing. The problem is it's very difficult to narrow down on that one focus, because you look at any bookshelf and there's 10 books on 10 different subject matters and they're all interesting. You want to pursue all of them. But the thing is, we don't have time to pursue all of them at once. We have to pick one and move along. When we dabble in a bunch of different things, this splits our brain and we don't end up becoming good at any one thing. We go towards the end of the year trying and dabbling in a bunch of different things and never feeling like we accomplished anything. And because all of these things are interesting, we want to try all of them. The truth is, we overestimate what we can do in a day and underestimate what we can do in a year. Let's say a new habit takes a month for you to implement into your life. Over the course of the year, you could implement 12 different habits, and that's way overkill. And one mindset game you could play is imagine as if your future self is watching. 2017 is when I started working on YouTube channels and building them and traveling around the world as a filmmaker making money. Imagine your 2029 self saying, 2024 was the year I did this. You're not going to remember all of the little things that you did. You're going to remember the theme of that year. So narrow in on what you want the theme of this year to be. Remember, your daily actions should make success seem obvious. The next mindset change is eliminating that one obstacle. And this is a simple thing. So for example, in the morning, I used to grind my coffee beans because that's just something that you do in order to get great coffee. But my lifestyle has recently changed to where in the morning, it seems like a real chore to make myself coffee, even though the process of making and drinking a latte every morning is fun. And a little thing I do for myself first thing in the morning, it became a chore and I didn't like that. I was trying to figure out what it was. So what I did was eliminate the coffee grinding process and instead just got ground espresso. And of course, there's lots of you in the comments saying this is not the most effective way to make coffee, but the thing is it got me to make the coffee and enjoy my mornings again. And personally, I didn't notice much of a taste difference. So my message here to you is find that one thing that keeps you from doing the thing that you have to do. In my case, it was coffee, but for you, if you have to meal prep or cook dinner at night, if the difference between you being lazy and ordering out and you cooking dinner for yourself is pre-cutting your vegetables at the start of the week and putting them away in Ziploc bags, do that. Cooking when you're in a rush or really hungry or really tired is the worst thing in the world. And if you can just get the prep process out of the way, it might save you $20 in food and delivery fees and will be way healthier for you. This is one way to simplify your life. Another easy example would be cleaning your kitchen at night and not leaving it for the morning, because if you leave it for the morning, that's going to be the first thing you do and it's going to interrupt whatever rhythm that you're getting into in order to enjoy the morning. Eliminating that one obstacle keeping you from doing something you'd otherwise enjoy or need to do is one of the best mindset shifts that you can make. Up next is redefining your measurement of success. A lot of people define success as a certain monetary milestone or achieving something perfectly. But the thing is, perfect doesn't exist. When you say that something's perfect, it's implying that it's impossible to achieve. And that's the exact opposite of what we should be feeling about anything. Nothing is perfect. Perfect is not achievable. And the moment that we admit this to ourselves is the moment that we can deal with anything. Oftentimes, it's not that we're perfectionists, but we feel that we're not good enough. And if we could admit that perfect is not possible, this relieves a lot of stress within us in order to be able to make progress in what we're trying to achieve in the first place. So when we're redefining our measurement of success, we should not be comparing anything to its perfect state, but rather we should be pursuing what it is we're pursuing by aligning our core values to our actions that we take. Don't look at other people's metrics of success as your own definition of what success could be, because every moment you spend pursuing someone else's idea of what successful means is a moment you're taking away from discovering who you are. Up next is forgiving yourself. There are things in your life that might prevent you from achieving the dream. And in those moments, those things, it's not that you realized that you never had the potential. You do, you always did. It's just these traumatic things that have come between you and what you thought you'd become. Trauma is the moment where your old story breaks down and you can't cling to it anymore without yet having built your new one. A lot of gurus call this an excuse, that you gotta bust through these things, that we just have to fight through, and then there's feelings of unsatisfaction or that we're just not good enough. We go on to beat ourselves up as if we can beat the issues out of us. Whether it's addiction or health or wrong place, wrong time, there's so many things that prevent the next Michael Jordans and Tom Bradys from becoming. And if you ever find yourself in one of these situations, it's not our role to grieve for what could have been, but rather to find love and acceptance for the situation that we're currently in. And even though it might be difficult to love the circumstances that we're in, these struggles, the things that we endure, are what separate us from gods and make us man. Up next is limiting your options and decision fatigue. The best way I could describe this one is when I go into an Aldi or a Trader Joe's, how nice of a shopping experience that is, because the stores are so much smaller. There's less options for everything, and I know I'm just going to pick that one product. But when I go to my normal supermarket, there's just too many items on the shelf. Doing that over the course of an entire grocery run brings you home exhausted. So find ways to give your mind a break. I'm not a big fan of routines because routines seem like something that people do in order to say, oh, I've been productive. But I think routines can be good if you allow it to serve you and makes it so your mind doesn't have to process information. You could just go with the flow. And doing that is going to give you more energy throughout your day. And that's just one thing you can simplify. And finally, we've reached the end. The final one, add one thing to appease your health. Add just one thing, whether it's exercise, whether it's diet, whether it's supplements. Do one thing this year that makes you a little bit more healthier, because each year you show love to your body is something that pays dividends way, way down the line. For me, it's posture. When I'm at the computer, I'm sitting in these hard chairs, and this is gonna lead to really bad back problems down the line. I know it. So what I'm doing right now is taking precautions to limit my ability to have poor posture by buying an office chair that will help position me better. You see this chair? I just bought this chair. This is a Hag Capisco chair, and I want to make a video all about my new desk setup and the actions that I'm taking in order to reduce friction from the thing I'm trying to get done, which in this case is being creative. So when that's done, I'm going to link it right here. Until then, here's a video playlist that you can click on if you enjoyed this video. Hit a like on your way out, by the way.